Hey there, it's your girl Barbie J, and we are talking about Tyler Perry's Sistas Season 4, Episode 21, moving on up. I don't know who was moving on up, but all I know is this was a pretty decent, this was a good, better episode, I gotta say. It kept me intrigued. I even watched it twice, but I took a lot of notes, and my notes are all over the place. I can't even read my own handwriting, so y'all gonna have to forgive me. Shout out to all of my subscribers. Thank you for supporting me and sticking with me along the way. Now, let me get through this thing. I'm sorry I try to keep my videos under 20 minutes, but this one just might be over. So it starts off with Zach. Okay, Zach said, they all in front of Zach's house, and Zach is like, we are not going to do this. And he said, because, Fatima came out, and I knew it wasn't going to be no real fight because she had on her night robe. So she wasn't trying to do that. She wasn't trying to do me and you, sister to sister, all that and stuff. But she wanted to put Karen in check a little harder than she did at the penthouse. So anyway, Zach is like, come on, no, Fatima, let's go inside. I'm going inside. I'm not doing this. Doing what? He said, I'm going inside, and so are you. Fatima's like, nah, She said, baby, I got this. She said, so what brings you by? She's like, Zach. And she's like, oh no, And she said, look, if she's having, she said, you're having his baby, we will deal with it or something like that. And she's like, honey, look. And she's like, we know honey. She's like, oh yes, honey, I've been nice to you and I've been patient with your ass. Now you showing up at my house. Oh, this your house? That's right. My house to talk to my man is not going to be happening, honey. So, this your house. Karen was like, she was being messy. Because then she started with the, look, he always do that. Because she's like, what you said about him? I heard what you were saying. She's like, he always do this. You number 3. And Zach's like, oh, no. We're not going to do this. Talking about he messed with all these people and just bringing home some random chicks. Don't do that, Karen. She was being messy right then and there, y'all. I'm sorry. So Zach was like, don't even. And he said, he said, baby, I kept telling her. And he said, if she's a number, it's 1 out of 1, baby. I said, oh, Karen, pick your face up off the floor. Karen acting like she gonna put down her things, like she gonna get ready to fight and stuff like that. And Fatima and Zach is like, no, I'm sorry. Zach was like, no. Fatima was ready, like, I'll fight you if you want to do that. But ain't nobody trying to fight no damn pregnant woman. Come on, Karen, just go home. So that's what Zach was like, please go home. Then Heather rolls up saying, this is your son. And Zach's like, who the hell are you? I don't know you. I don't know her. And of course, like I told y'all, because Zach was saying this ain't my child, but I told y'all, Karen going to insert her nosy ass in because she was supposed to be leaving, but she decided to stay. And she got into the conversation. Fatima was like, weren't you leaving? She said, I think you should. And Karen was like, I don't care what you think, Fatima. That's the first time I heard her say her name. She don't never call her Fatima. So why? She always call her Biatch or something. And like I said, she started asking Heather the questions, even though Heather was gonna leave, saying, I think this is a bad time. Karen's like, oh, no, it's not. And she asks, how old is the baby? And she tells Karen, oh, then she tells Karen, what was it? No, and then Karen was saying, oh, so you was pregnant while we were dating. She said, oh, you're Karen? And she's like, oh my gosh, she knows my name. Yeah, he talked about you. I said, oh Lord, Zach is like hands on the head, like, oh my God. So Karen looking at him, so this is just who you are. And Fatima came right in point because I had it in my mind, yet you're still standing here trying to get back with him. Go ahead, Fatima, go ahead. She finally decides to leave, saying, you can have him, whatever this is. I was like, Karen, please, like you giving somebody permission, like you letting go, they could have him, like you held them back. I was like, girl, please. Because I promise you're going to be dealing with this shit later. I said, oh, Lord. So she leaves, and now Fatima questioning Heather. And I think Zach had asked her something too. And Fatima's like, where did y'all meet? That's what it was. And she's like, at my job. And Jack might have known me as Destiny. That's what it was, something like that. And he's like, I don't know you. And Fatima's like, well, what's your job? She said, I'm a stripper. I said, oh, Lord. You know, we were pretty drunk. You know, that's probably why you don't remember me and stuff. I said, oh, Lord. And Jack is like totally confused. And he asks, how do you know I'm the father? You know, no disrespect. You know, she said, look, I'm a stripper, not a whore. So I'm the only guy you slept with at the VIP District Club. I said, dude, did you just say the whole name of the club? And ooh, Fatima caught on too. Because she had never said that name of the club. And Fatima called him on it. She's like, you're a liar. And she said she's not going to deal with it and with this ish. And she got her stuff and she bounced. They didn't show her bouncing, but you see the next scene, the next morning, he's coming to her apartment looking for her, you know, to talk to her. I said, Zach, you should have told Fatima from the beginning what was going on with this girl. You know, not with Karen and all. I'm talking about with Tony. Because now Fatima got it in her head that all of this was with Karen, blah, 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 blah. So then Heather's like, I hired a private investigator to find you, you know. But I'm like, why now? Why did you do it now? You know, Zach's like, we need a DNA test. She's like, fine, but this your baby. Aren't you going to say hi to him? Cute kid, but I'd rather be sure first before I start. That's right. Don't be start saying, ooh, coochie, coochie, coo, and you ain't never seen him before. It's been 3 years. Why all of a sudden? And then she gonna leave talking about me and my baby gonna be fine. How y'all gonna be fine? Why you paying a private investigator to find him if you gonna be fine? After 3 years, you don't need to be finding him, honey. So that didn't even sound right. That don't even make no sense. Then we got Sabrina and her silly behind bringing Bio to her home after what he did at the restaurant. Why, Sabrina? Why you brought him into your house? He could have left you behind. You could have got out downstairs and you could have came up by yourself. You didn't have to get out of his car and have him walk you up. You didn't need that. So she's standing there rolling her eyes and everything like she wished he wasn't there. And he said, oh, your place is so nice and that you're a very humble girl. And he sort of apologizes about, you know, talking about Danny the way he did, but she looks like the women in his country. Didn't he say that same thing about Sabrina? That she looked like the women in the country? Even the African chicks said it in the supermarket that Sabrina looked like the people back in their country. I was like, come on with that. So anyway, he tries to kiss her and she kind of shrugs him away. And she opens the door and Danny is standing there. And of course he lights up like, oh, and, you know, but you know he did, you know. So he's like, hello and stuff. And Danny tells Sabrina she was calling her and she needs to talk to her and Bio leaves. So Sabrina tells her that Bio talked about her, Danny, all night. And it was strange. And Danny's like, me? And then it's so funny because then she also said Logan cutting out early was strange as well. And Danny's like, well, Logan, when I got home, was asking me questions about you. And she's like, about me? That's so funny that they both were talking about the other one. So, and she said, yeah, but he left. She said he left because he said he couldn't sit at the table with you. And then Danny asked Sabrina if she's stealing money from the bank and that she need to get a lawyer. But then she started saying, you stealing from the white people. She said, girl, you know I'm not doing that. Stop it. You know how your friends say stuff and it pisses you off, but you like, would you stop saying that, silly? You know, because, you know, Danny was just being silly. Anyway, then we got Karen showing up at Andy's penthouse in tears. It looked as if Andy didn't know that Karen was coming up there. And because she's standing by the door, she was talking about she leaving. And it's not like she got a phone call. She's like, what are you doing here? Or maybe she didn't know she was coming up and still said, what are you doing here? Anyway, so Zach, she said, Karen's crying and everything's going on. She said, oh no, you went to Zach's house, didn't you? And Karen goes, oh, she told you? She's like, who? I'm like, who would tell her? I'm like, really? So Andy's like, nobody told me anything. I could tell by the way you look. So Karen finally admits to Andy that she made a damn fool of herself. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. She gets points from me for that. You made a damn fool of yourself and you admit it. And she's like, what am I doing? And Andy said, I'm sorry. And Karen was like, goes, no, you're not. No, you're not. If you feel that way, that she's not sorry, then why the hell are you at her place? Why are you there? And she's like, after all I've done for him, and then he goes and build a house for some random biatch. I said, whoa, what is going on, Karen? And then when Karen tries to say something, when Andy tries to say something to console Karen, Karen stops and says, don't you defend her. She said, I'm your friend and she's your assistant and I was here first. And Andy said, that's not what I'm trying to do. She said, yes it is. That's what you always do and you've been doing. So I'm asking the question again. Then why the hell, Karen, you at Andy's place? That's my question. You confusing me, child. Then stand by. And so she's telling Karen, Andy to stand by her. And Andy's like, I am standing by you. I love you. And she's crying now, because she don't like seeing Karen like that. Well, you have a funny way of showing it, Karen saying, and I don't know why I came here. And she reminds Karen that Zach has moved on. I know he has. So stop saying that. Stop saying that. Whatever, Karen. Then Karen tells Andy about the other woman that came by and knew her name because he was having sex with her when they were together and he has a child that's 3 years old and Andy's holding her like, what? Saying, you'll get through this. But Andy kind of knew about it because she was in the room when they said about that child support thing. But she did the right thing and not mention it because as his attorney, she is not supposed to discuss his case with anybody else. Anyway. Then Karen looks around and she's sobbing and she's looking around and notices that Andy must have some things packed up they didn't show us. And she's like, what's going on? And you see Andy rolling her eyes. I'm moving down to my apartment because you were right. He didn't have the place bugged. But that building over there, you see, that's his office. He's been watching me with a telescope. She's like, what? She's like, you lying. Nope. So he bought this place with all of this glass so that he could watch you, she said. And it seemed to me to be, she said, Andy said it seemed to be the case. Karen's telling him he's crazy, which we all know. He's mental, if you ask me. So Andy asked, can she stay with Karen because she has nothing in her apartment. All her stuff, I guess, is in storage. She said, are you still mad at me? Yes, I don't like you, but I need you. So she said, I need you too. I was like, girl, please. Stop being mad at her for telling you was right because you did the same thing to her. When you thought she was wrong, you told her. When y'all think each other's wrong, y'all tell each other. So stop being mad at each other, all right? Let that go. And then it looks like Fatima left and, like I said, went home because now Zach is coming into her apartment with his key. And, of course, he's announcing himself because he don't want to get shot. And she mentioned something. She said, smart man. She said, except for when it comes to, hoes in the strip club. I said, oh, come on, Fatima. And he said, y'all got to let that shit go. That was way before you. And then he's right. That was 3 years before you, Fatima. And he didn't even go after you. You went after him, kind of. And you got him all riled up inside. Let's remember how this went down. Zach did not go after you. You went after him. So he did have a life before Fatima. Anyway, Fatima asked him, has he changed? And he's like, really, Fatima? He's like, I got to get a DNA test. And she goes, that ain't the only thing you need to get tested. Come on, Fatima. He been sleeping with you for a damn month now. Come on. Let's not go there. He not sleeping with nobody right now. And Zach lost it at this point because he's like, I guess Karen got to you. And she said, I don't give a damn about Karen, all that stripper. This is about you. He said, well, I'm tired of the disrespect. Y'all keep trying to drag me back to who I was, and I'm not him anymore. And I'm not trying to be him anymore. And unless you want me to be him with, he said, unless you want me to be him, and I could be him with more money. I was like, okay. Fatima's like, okay, hold on. Look at me. Listen. He said, I've been listening. She said, I'm riding with you. But this shit, like last night, she can't be just caught. She said, I can't deal with that, with the drama. She said, she can't be just rolling up to the house. He said, I know, I told her. So he said he need to nip that mess in the bud because she ain't going to deal with that at all. So she's about to leave for work and he finally wants to tell Fatima about Tony, it seems. But she's like, she got to go. And so she leaves without giving him a kiss. He's like, damn, it's like that. So I'm sitting there going, poor Zach. Poor Zach, you can't win for nothing. He can't have one good week. Just one good week. Give Zach one good week. So at that point, Fatima leaves. Zach get the text from Tony to meet her at the hospital. He got 1 hour. I mean, the hospital, Lord help me, the hotel. He got 1 hour. So now it's morning, and Karen and Andy are talking, and Karen apologizes for last night. And of course, Andy said, "Don't apologize." And Karen says, she's I'm all over the place. And Andy asks, she just say, "Do you think it's the baby?" Because everybody's like, them damn hormones, and Karen goes get mad when they said that. So Karen's like, "It must be, and she's feeling bad that she went over to Zach. She feels it's Zach's baby, though. And she said Danny was right. She reduced herself to an episode of Maury." Said she sure did reduce herself to an episode of Maury. And Andy said, no, you're not. She said, "You're just human like the rest of us." So Karen asked her about Gary in the penthouse, and Andy said, "This man brought me a fishbowl to watch me in it." I said, wow, that's basically what it is, how she broke it down. So they both agreed that Danny would say screw Gary, keep that shit. Talking about the penthouse, and Karen added, Andy would say, "And keep all the windows open so he can keep watching." I said, that's right, bring a bunch of men up there and stuff, mess him up, Anyway, Karen is now saying, after all the ish that Gary did to you, you deserve to keep that damn penthouse. Like all the shit that Zach did to me. This is how he repays me. Then Andy about to say something. She said, "Never mind." And Karen said, "What?" And she said, "Honey, Zach gave you all your money back." And Karen don't want to hear it. She was going to say something else. And Karen was like, "You know what? You could go to work. Go on." And Andy says, "I love you, but I'm going to tell you the truth. You know that." She said, "I didn't mean to upset you." But Karen was like, "It's too late. I'm already upset and you're working my last nerve." So Andy told her to get those hormones in check and laughs and walks out. But then, before she walks out, she adds that she likes this softer side of Karen. It's real cute. And she said, "Please do it more often." I said, "Oh, Lord." They always say that to people when they're pregnant. And Karen was saying, "What do you mean by soft?" But Andy had left and closed the door. But once again, we got Sabrina using her damn key to enter into Danny's apartment. What is wrong with you, Sabrina? Where's the respect of people's house and their space? And Danny told her that she should knock before entering, and to let her know that she's there coming, And she said it's called boundaries. And Sabrina's like clueless, like, is anybody here? What if somebody was there? Sabrina, learn to respect people's boundaries. Damn, how could you be so smart but so dumb? Good night. Can't get that through your head. Anyway, Sabrina just wants to know what is going on with Logan and about her, and Danny doesn't know any more than she told her. And then she told Sabrina not to worry, and Danny said that she should try to, what did she say? She should try to find out. She'd try to find out more. But Sabrina said he could only tell. Danny said he could only tell her but so much because he could lose his job. But let's get past that. What the hell is that outfit that Sabrina had on? Did y'all say that? Now, please, someone, please tell me what the heck is that outfit Sabrina had on. It looks like something for an 80-year-old woman would wear something. It just looks... It looks ridiculous. That damn pleated skirt looked like it's pulled up all the way to her boobs. It was crazy. Anyway, let me get off of that because that could be another 5 minutes on this video. Anyway, Hayden walks into Fatima's office asking for an apology. Say what? Didn't he have some kind of order against her that he couldn't go in there, that she had to keep a certain distance from him, yet he's the one that's going in there to it? I'm like, really, dude? And so... she said, "Hayden, please leave me the F alone. I don't want to go back to jail for your ass, but I will." Hayden tells her that he has a friend in the SEC who gave him access to the airport database. So he's like trying to get a rise. So he's trying to get a rise out of her. And this is on her first day back to work while minding her own business. And I was hoping Andy comes in and catches him. I was like, please let Andy come in. So he's like, "Let's see if this will make you hit me." And then he was like, "Let's see if this will wipe that smile off your face." Ugh, he is so freaking annoying. I can't stand him. So he tells what he saw on the cameras with the senator's wife, reminds her that he said he would figure it out, and said, "Now when the SEC comes to take your little boy, just know that it was me." And Fatima says, "I've been trying to figure out," and he says, and I'm going to figure you out. And he said, "I'm an open book." She said, "Yeah, of stupid ass pages." I said, oh my God. So she said, every day you come in here and that little dick with that little dick energy and short man syndrome. Yes, tell him, girl. And I'm glad that I was seeing that Andy came in. I was like, yes, Andy, come on in, girl, and catch this fool. So when Andy came in, all she caught was the part when Fatima said about him get a dick implant. That he needs to get a dick implant or something. Okay, Andy said if she was okay. And Fatima was like, yeah. She asked, what did he say? But Fatima didn't tell her. Andy said, I wouldn't let Zach know about this little exchange that y'all had. And Fatima said, I'm going to let this one play out. She said, good, because I don't want to lose you again. Fatima said, I got you, girl. And then she tell Andy about them titties hanging out of her jacket and letting her know that she about to lose them things. They about to fall out. And she said, are they too much? I said, come on, Andy. Let's be real. She's like, is this too much? Talking about what if Robin comes, It's like, girl, you know good damn well they not appropriate for corporate office attire. The boobs all out. Come on, you chest all shining and stuff. So Andy asked if she wanted to talk about last night because Karen told her. And I don't think Andy should have brought that up because it is not none of her business and it wasn't her place to bring it up. Whether she's her friend or not, she is supposed to be staying neutral and she shouldn't have even brought it up and let her know that she knew about it. Let her bring it up. That was my opinion, and that's how I feel, and I know I'm right. That was wrong, but I'm glad Fatima didn't talk about it and let it go. That was smart for her to do. Then we got Karen. She gets to the salon, and Heather's still there waiting for her, and she wouldn't tell Pam who she was and wouldn't make an appointment. Karen's like, I got it, Pam, chill. So she apologizes. Heather apologizes for last night, says she was drinking, and Karen said, oh, so you was drinking and driving with your baby in the car. Oh, don't judge me, she said. I only had a little one. So then don't try to act like that drink is what made you act a fool. I'm like, say what? A little one. Anyway, she wanted Karen to know that Zach loved her and he wasn't in there wilding out at the club and he was drunk and mad at you and bam, it's all over. She in the business getting the tea, standing behind, them. And so Karen's like, you think it's gonna make me feel good that my man was talking about me while fucking a stripper? Well, I just came here out of the kindness of my heart to tell you that Karen told her she could take her kindness and her heart. She said, you could take your kindness and your heart and out the damn door. I said, oh, okay. She was like, you know what? Heather's like, you better be glad that I'm not married. You're not married to him because I'm coming for that ass. No, is she coming for Zach's ass or is she coming for Karen's ass? But I think she's talking about Zach. So she said, I'm glad you can have fun with that. That's what Karen was saying. Because she's like, you ain't got to be such a biatch. And y'all know Pam jumped in with the, who you think you talking to? While holding some scissors in her hand. I said, oh, Heather better be careful. I'm sure that Pam know how to use them scissors too. Wooka wooka, And y'all know Pam started asking questions and trying to figure out the answer before Karen could answer. I was cracking up. I mean, she even knew that Zach had a baby. Is that the one who has a baby by him? Now, how did Pam know that? I was cracking up. So Karen's upset and telling Pam, I wish that I could have, for once, a professional secretary for once. And Pam was like, I'm the front office manager. She said, then act like one. And Pam said, girl, we ain't got no front office. I was rolling. So then Pam said, look, girl, you pay what you get what you pay for. That's her salary. You don't pay her much, so this is what you get. I said, oh no, Pam funny. So I figured that was her salary she's talking about. Then she answered the phone. Because Karen told her, answer the damn phone, they ringing. And she told the person on the phone that Karen wasn't that good at doing perms, but I'll put you in on her calendar. I said, Pam is so messed up. She's shady. Then we got this whole scene with Maurice and Q, who's being overly nice to him, and he's getting a bit annoyed with it. Maurice is annoyed with it. He told Q to stop trying to get into his good graces and into his panties. And he keeps saying that he's not stupid and knows that Q is what Q is doing. He could see and smell a snake from a mile away. And Maurice reminds Q what he did to him. And Q said he regrets doing that. I mean, he plays up the line real good. I tell you that much. And Maurice says he regrets letting him stay there. So he leaves for work, and Q gets on the daggone phone and calls Logan to tell him that he got Maurice confessing on the tape that him and Sabrina, whatever her last name is, robbed the bank, was in on it. So he said, bring me the tape. And Logan and Q's like, am I going to get arrested? You know, and Logan's like, tell him that they need the evidence and that they were involved. They need the evidence that those two were involved. Maurice and Sabrina were involved. And if Q flips on them, he can stay out of jail. And that's the deal you made with the DA. I said, what? So he said, bring the tape now. So he did make a deal. I told y'all I felt that he made a deal when he said he flipped on somebody. It was going to be Sabrina and Maurice. I said that in one of my other videos. I knew it. And it ended with Zach showing up at Tony's hotel room, and she tells him that she got a call from a lawyer, and he was asking a lot of questions about Zach, and Zach's like, what kind of questions? And she never answered him, and he said, oh, she said, oh, you have a lot of money, and you bought a nice house. He said, oh, so this is what it's all about. You want my money? She says, no, you know. He says, so why am I here? She's like, I'm glad that you got some money and you're doing well or something like that. But she says she ain't going to say a word, that she glad he did well. And Zach says, thanks for the kind words, so I'm going to leave. And she's like, no, no, no. And somebody else said this in one of their reviews. They thought it was going to be a sexual favor, and that's just what it was. She said, no, I won't say a word if you have sex with me because I like you. You look good, and I want to have sex with you. I said, what the freak? What the freak? And the first thing Zach should be doing, he should have been telling Fatima about this. Now look what's happening. Now look what's happening. Anyway, I'm sorry, y'all. This video went too long. I'm already at 26 minutes. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed already. Like, comment, and share the video. And this is your girl, Barbie J, saying peace.